Hey guys, what is going on? I am on a mage here that has started up an undead mage. So I'm actually going to be doing a leveling series for mage. One of the reasons why I decided to do this, sorry, let me turn this on here. One of the reasons why I decided to, well, that's really loud. Why I decided to make a mage is, well, originally I didn't really like mages all that much, mainly because their final tier talents weren't that exciting. They were actually kind of annoying. It's still really loud. Good enough. And that's probably the main reason why I didn't really want to play a mage, was because of their final tier talents. They just kind of got in the way. They were just kind of things that you had to do, because if you didn't do that, your DPS would be awful, and it just kind of got in the way. It kind of made it so you couldn't move around all that well. Where was I? There we go. And the last thing I need to get is still over here. So I just didn't really like it because of that. It just kind of ruined my mobility, and it was just something that you needed to press, and it just kind of boosted your DPS by a little bit. It just wasn't very interesting for me. And it was like, oh, if you're arcane, you have to use this one, because if you use the other two, your DPS is gonna suck. So it was not really a choice either. It was like completely, you gotta do this or you're gonna do horrible. And that's like, oh my god. I could probably do better than level 4, but fuck it. Let's just do it. Yeah, for some reason my internet's a little bad today. Ooh. Thanks. And Blizzard says that they are actually going to be working on that for patch 6.0, I think. Said that they were actually going to get rid of a few of the talents for the level 90 talents and completely redo them and like make them better and more about, you know, your play style and less about like mandatory, gotta pick that shit or you're gonna suck. You know, I don't think any of the talent should really be mandatory or should be chosen based upon your spec. It should be about play style and fight, and the fight, the encounter, whatever. Not really about the spec. And hopefully they're going to be able to fix my man, really? Really, bro? Fine. And yeah. Hopefully they'll be able to fix that up by the time Warlords or Draenor hits, and if you haven't actually gotten a chance to look at the patch notes for 6.0, I might leave them in the description of this video if I remember. If not, you can just go and look on wow.com, or I think they posted it on their Facebook. You can go look at that. Whatever, just look at it. It's really, really awesome. I definitely suggest it. And yeah, a lot of awesome changes coming in. Does this actually deal damage? Or is it just a slow? I think it's just a slow, actually. Yeah, there's no dot. Oh my god, it's missed. Yeah, it's awesome that they're going to be getting rid of hit and expertise. We've known that for quite some time now, but it's a really good decision on Blizzard's part to get rid of those two attributes, because those were really boring and annoying cell to deal with. Let's get those gloves. I'm gonna equip them really quick here. They look kind of cool. And also, one of the reasons why I chose to be an undead was because I think the undead are some of the most cool races, at least from what I've seen so far from the race updates that they've introduced. Um, they do look pretty good. If you guys haven't seen them yet, I'd definitely suggest doing that. Probably just Google, undead new race look or something like that, and you'll be able to see what they look like. They do look really good now. Well, I think undeads in their current form look pretty shitty, honestly. They're just not very good. They just kind of look ugly. it's a personal opinion, so it's not like fact, you know. But okay, I'm just gonna click through this shit. Yeah, I don't really like questing in WoW. I'm not sure what talent I'm going to pick, or spec I'm going to be picking. I think I might do a Frost Mage, but I don't know, we'll see. Frost Mage, Arcane, Fire Mage, I don't know what I'm going to be. Probably Frost Mage to start out with at least. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing any PvP on this guy, mostly dungeons and stuff like that, giving you an idea of how I play and, you know, the best ways to play at low level and whatever. Taking a while to get through this shit. Okay, so yeah, got through that. And I'm gonna turn this in really quick here. And Blizzard are getting rid of a lot of abilities that I don't really agree with. Like, they're getting rid of Cleave for warriors, which is kind of weird to me. I think Cleave is kind of a cool ability. It's just like, you know, helping with your AoE DPS. It's not like it's a bad ability or anything. People still use it. And it's just like, it's not like a confusing ability. It's just, they're just getting away with it for no reason. I don't know what they're doing there, but it's Blizzard, so they probably know what they're doing, I guess. Let's hope. So they have gotten rid of a lot of abilities for patch 6.0. If you want to go check those out, I definitely suggest doing it. It's definitely going to change how a lot of classes and specs work, which I'm not sure is necessarily a good thing. Like if you just got, ooh, what the hell? I gotta gather some corpses over here. So it's going to be kind of weird for new players that just got into Mistborn that are just now learning their spec. And now, in Warlords, when, you know, Warlords of Draenor comes out, I'm just going to call it WoD. When WoD comes out, they're going to have to completely relearn their spec, so it's probably going to be a little bit difficult for those new players. At least for a little bit. They might not have as many buttons to press, but their rotation is going to be completely different. Well, not completely different. I guess it does depend on your class and what actually happens when Warlords of Draenor hits, when WoD hits, because keep in mind those are like alpha notes, they aren't really put in place, set in stone or anything. So, not really sure what's going to actually happen right now. We just kind of have a good idea of what might happen. And also there are like a thing that Mebla's brought in, I think that they kind of talk about this in some of the BlizzCon panels. I'm having a really hard time finding these corpses. They're like things that you get, like little passive buffs that you get from like level 91 to 99 or something like that. And I actually think it's kind of a stupid idea, honestly. Um, since a lot of them are just really boring, like, oh, here, now your whatever ability deals this much more damage. It's gonna really mess up the DPS meters, honestly, because like some Destruction Warlock or something might get an ability that increases their Incinerate damage by 20% or whatever, which is gonna make their damage be insanely better, or it's gonna like increase their critical strike chance of their Incinerate or something, which is gonna really buff their DPS. But then there's gonna be another Destruction Warlock, which is going to, you know, get some passive that's not going to be very good for DPS. That's more of a utility thing, and their DPS is going to be considerably worse, even if they're like, you know, on a similar skill level. So it's gonna kind of make them sad that they didn't get that one passive ability um, that other guy got. So it's like, I don't know how it's going to work if. So I think we actually aren't going to be able to choose which ones we're getting as we level up. I think it's just like random. So you might get lucky and get the ones that are like really good for DPS early on. And you might get unlucky and get the ones that aren't very good for DPS early on. You might get ones that are like really utility-like and stuff like that, that don't really boost your DPS all that much. And your group might get pissed off at your low DPS because they might go like, oh, there was like one Destruction Warlock a while ago that was doing like whatever KDPS, and you're doing block KDPS. How are you doing that low DPS? And it's like, well, I didn't get the awesome passive ability talent things right away. So it's like, seems like it's a little unfair. It's like very RNG-ish, I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how it's gonna work out. I'm not sure if I'm on the right track here, but we'll see. Hopefully Blizzard will do well. Ooh, Frost Nova. Bam. Well, that was useless. Yeah, it's pretty long cooldown actually. 25 seconds. Yeah, I don't really PvP much on my mages. On my mage. I actually have a level 90 mage, but I feel like not really doing max level content right now. Feel more like leveling characters up, I guess. Because this is more of a leveling up channel than a max level content channel, I feel. And yeah. Also, there are a lot of tweaks to racials and everything, so I think a lot of those tweaks are actually pretty nice. They're kind of balancing Alliance and Horde, making Horde not so completely overpowered because of their racials. I mean, the racials aren't really that, like, powerful, but they do give, like, that little bit of advantage in PvE towards the Horde, in my opinion. And, like, for example, the trolls, instead of dealing more damage against beasts, now they get more XP against beasts. Kind of things like that, making it so it's not really, really OP. Which is, I think, a good idea. I don't think they should completely get rid of racials, even though I think racials were kind of a stupid idea in the first place. I think that at least I would like to pick races based upon their looks instead of, you know, which race is best for DPS or which race is best for tanking. You know, instead of like, oh, this race looks cool. This race looks cool as like a rogue or a mage or something. I want to pick that because I like how it looks. I want to be able to pick it because of looks, not because of, you know, little advantages here and there. But I think racials can be cool if they aren't, like, really powerful. Or I guess even, like, really not that powerful racials can be annoying because there's still an advantage. You know, if you have, like, a racial that gives your pet 2% increased damage, and you're, like, wanting to be a hunter, you're probably going to play that class because your DPS is going to be that much higher. So, like, that's one of the reasons why I might want to race change to a orc if I'm playing a hunter, because my pet's going to be doing more leaps, and that's annoying because I don't really like how orcs look. So, I think that fun racials can be okay, like the goblin, like a rocket jump kind of thing. It doesn't actually increase your DPS, but it's fun. I think fun racials are okay. Okay. And did I get anything good? I got some boots. Yeah, better than what I have right now, so I'll use it. So I need to practice frosting over here. Bam! I hit all three. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go turn this back in really quick here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be a frost mage. Frost mages are pretty fun, and they have those water elemental guys to help me out. I don't know, I like having pets. Pets are kind of fun. Especially when you don't have very awesome internet, there's always that little pet to, you know, help you take out shit when you aren't actually in full control of your character because of, you know, internet issues or whatever. You'll always have that little backup pet to help you kill shit. Oh, Oops, I'm going the wrong way. I have not done the undead leveling zone in a while. So yeah, you guys can tell me what you are most excited about in World of Draenor. I'm probably, at least for the patch notes, from what I've seen so far, I'm probably most excited about a lot of the abilities being removed. A lot of them I totally agree with. Um, is she up? I think she's up here. Like getting rid of symbiosis for druids. I think that's a good idea. Okay, where is she? I'm totally lost. I think that's a reasonable idea. I don't think symbiosis was that cool. I think it was just kind of complex and annoying. Um, okay, there we go. And, or, am I done? I guess I have to wait. It's funny that this isn't voice acted. You think that they'd voice act it when you're paying $15 a month. I mean, WoW's questing is bad, but that's just awful. That's just awful. If you compare WoW questing to like Guild Wars or um, Star Wars: The Old Republic, it's funny how bad WoW's questing is. It's actually funny, in my opinion. It's just so dull. You just go around killing shit, collecting shit, going back. No voice acting, no decisions to make, nothing. Just bland, repetitive nonsense. That's why I prefer dungeons. Even dungeons aren't that fun sometimes, because sometimes they're really easy. I think Blizzard has a lot to improve on for early leveling stuff. Like, making things difficult. I mean, holy shit, this is just snooze fest. At least endgame content is pretty awesome. It's like WoW's saving grace is endgame content. There's a lot of stuff to do in the early game, but when you get to endgame, it's just like a whole new game. If you guys do have any suggestions as far as like what class you want me to play, or yeah, not what class, what spec you want me to play, definitely tell me in the comments. I think I'm gonna be playing either Frost or Arcane. I'm not sure if Fire is that good at early levels, and Arcane probably is just spamming Arcane Blast. I'm not sure how fun that is going to be, but it might be more complex. I'm not sure. We might have Arcane missiles at that level, but who knows. And one thing I think is really cool about what they're doing with the, or interesting about what they're doing with the mage talents is that, you know, like Arcane Bomb, Fire Bomb, or wasn't, it was like Nether Tempest, Fire Bomb, Frost Bomb. They're actually pouring that into one talent. So if you're Arcane, you're going to get Nether Tempest, or whatever it's called. If you're Fire, you're going to get Fire Bomb. If you're Frost, you're going to get Frost Bomb. I think that's what they're doing. I think I remember reading that. And then there are going to be 2 other talents in that tier. So that's a really cool idea. And I can't wait to see what those other 2 talents are going to be. They might have already announced. I can't remember what they were. But that's going to be awesome, I think. You know, it is a little weird because, I mean, if you're Arcane, you're not necessarily going to be using Nether Tempest. It's, a lot of it is about the number of mobs, like Fire, Firebomb, or whatever it's called, is really nice for a single target. Or, you know, stuff like that. So I'm kind of glad and I'm kind of sad. I'm kind of glad because we're getting, you know, more talents and stuff to choose from, but also it wasn't really like, oh, you're fire, I mean, firebomb's the only viable bomb. No, there are 2 other viable bombs. Wasn't really dependent on what spec you are. So I think it's kind of good and kind of strange in a way. I don't know. but we'll see. Obviously, like I said, nothing is set in stone, so all this stuff is definitely going to possibly change. And gotta go turn this in. So yeah, hopefully next video I will be to the level so I can actually be doing dungeons. I don't want to make too much questing content because I know that content isn't really all that fun to watch. It's definitely not fun to play, at least. Is that? Yeah, I don't have a wrist yet. I don't know, just I might be pissing some of you guys off by dissing on whether it's called questing. I just don't like it all that much. Just comparing that to like dungeoning is just not even, I don't know, it's just really, really repetitive and nonsensical. I guess it's just constant kill quests, constant gather quests. I mean, if you're really into the lore, I guess, but even then, you can just go read it online or whatever. I don't know, it's just not fun to me. And I keep on going the wrong way. I'm so bad at this. Anyways, let's see what I get. Okay, Ice Lance at 22, I'm actually surprised we don't get that earlier. Fire Blast at 5, I'm not really, I guess I'll use that in my rotation at low levels. Shatter. Yeah, a lot of nice stuff. Flame Strike, Molten Armor, stuff like that. And I think like Molten Armor is going to be given to Fire Mages, Frost Armor is going to be given to Frost Mages, and, you know, Arcane Armor for Arcane Mages. It's probably not called Arcane Armor, but you know what I mean. But I think they're actually redoing the armors. I don't think Frost Armor is actually going to be giving haste anymore. I think it's going to be giving something else. But of course you can, if you're really interested in, like, changes for mages or changes for the other classes, you can go look it up on the WoW website. I'll probably post the link in the description of this video, so you guys can go check that stuff out. Ooh, another guy. A little rogue. Oh yeah, I actually might want to play on my rogue a little bit more. I hopefully will be doing more of the Restoration Druid stuff. I finally actually got to do every single LFR for Restoration Druid, so I know I'm going to be saying for the videos and everything. Oh man, I just missed. How do you miss from point blank? That's like, you're like the worst mage ever if you do that. But yeah. It's kind of funny how much more difficult it gets when you're playing with a whole bunch of people that have pre-made level 90s. It's like they have no idea what they're doing. It's kind of annoying. So it did take me a while to actually kill Garage Hellstream, to actually get to that fight. It took me quite a while. It took me many, many, many groups to get to that point. I think it was kind of a bad idea on Bliss's part to give level 90s away right now. I think they should have waited for what's it called, Warlords of Draenor, for them to give out the level 90s. They should have waited until people actually could level past level 90, in my opinion. Because you're giving level 90s to people in an expansion where level 90 is the maximum level. So they can actually do top tier raiding and LFR and stuff like that and ruin everyone else's fun. I don't know, I think it's just a weird decision on Blizzard's part. But, at least I finally did beat Garrosh Hellscream in LFR. It's kind of weird that I'm happy about that, because it's really not much of a achievement, because he's not that hard to fight on LFR. But man, it gets hard when you're playing with people that don't know the fight at all. Or really their class even. But whatever, I'll stop ranting about that. But that one fight, I can't remember, it was like Galacras or something, the dragon guy. That was also a really tough fight um, on an LFR. Because no one knew how to do it. No one knew how to do the towers in a lot of the dungeons that I went in, or in a lot of the raid groups that I went in. There was like one guy that was like, okay, what are the tower groups? And everyone's like, what's the tower group do? I'm like, oh man. It's just annoying. Come on, there we go. Yeah, my internet is quite laggy right now. It's kind of unfortunate. I mean, it's not like it matters all that much questing, because questing is easy. But like if I was in a raid or a dungeon, this would be almost unplayable. Alright. So I think that's going to be it for now. This is pretty much what I'm going to be doing for at least a little while, playing on this mage guy. Showing you guys how I play my frost mage at low levels. Maybe arcane, maybe fire if you guys really want me to. I'm not sure how good each one is at low level. I guess we're going to see when I reach level 15. Might take me a little while to get to level 15 because questing is not that fast in comparison to dungeons, at least at low levels, because like Ragefire Chasm can level you up like twice or whatever if you have heirlooms. Just because of all the mobs you kill and all the quests and everything that you get. Leveling can be pretty slow if you're questing. So hopefully I'll be able to get that kind of content out for you guys pretty soon here. I might try out Arcane Mage as well. I'm probably going to end up trying all of them out. Obviously, if you guys want me to try Frost Mage first or whatever first, tell me. And if you guys have any other class suggestions, tell me those as well. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching this, guys. Sorry this was a little ranty video, but also informational, hopefully. For some of you guys that are just now learning about the patch 6.0, I would definitely go and read that if you have the chance. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.